Okay folks, it's time to grab a weapon and fight an enormous monster in a life or death struggle. Does that sound like virtually every video game you've ever heard of? Probably, but leave it to Capcom to add just the right secret sauce to the recipe and make gaming history. Greetings all, my name is Kontrol. I'm a veteran gamer with a knack for drawing. You're watching the latest in a series of gaming pinup videos. So, if you like what you see, think about hitting the like button on your way out and subscribe for more. By now everyone knows the New World is a huge unpopulated landmass that happens to be filled to overflowing with enormous monsters. Very recently, the Research Commission sponsored a civilian expedition into what they called a Level 1 safe zone. We've heard rumors since that an incident occurred during the event that the Commission is scrambling to cover up.
Something went wrong on a journey into a monster-infested hellscape. How is that possible?
Well, we have someone on the phone right now who was part of that very expedition. Hopefully she can give some insight on exactly what went down. Welcome to the show, Mrs. Hilda Boxbottom.
Oh, hello again, Mr. Control. It's delightful to be back on your show.
So you were one of the civilians on that New World expedition?
Yes. Apparently the Research Commission thought retirees would particularly enjoy seeing the wonderful exotic creatures of New World. It was myself and 11 other members of our local bridge club. We were all very excited. We called ourselves the Jurassic Geriatrics.
Weren't you and your geezer friends worried about the potential danger?
Well, the brochure showed lovely photographs of families frolicking with the herbivores.
But there was more in store.
For sure.
Honestly, folks, I just work here.
Within moments of leaving base camp, our group was set upon by a mob of vicious bloodsuckers.
Dragons.
CNN. But it wasn't long before the giant monsters showed up too. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh my god.
It was only good fortune and a souvenir battle axe that enabled my survival, I'm afraid.
I assume the other members of the bridge club are okay, Mrs. Boxbottom?
Let's just say they're at peace now.
Nothing calms the nerves quite like being slowly digested.
Well, our heartfelt condolences go out to you, Mrs. Boxbottom, as they always do when you're the only survivor of a spectacular catastrophe.
Thank you so much, young man. I look forward to appearing in your inevitable Resident Evil 8 video.
She knows us too well.
Okay, before we begin our masterful commentary, a quick word for new viewers to Kontrol Incorporated Gaming fan art. This is not a game reviews YouTube channel. Yes, my opinions on the games we discuss here are plain as day. Obviously, if I'm doing art for a game I truly love, like Batman Arkham Asylum or Cuphead, it's going to be clear by the end that I'm a huge fan. Also, when there are terrible games that are horribly overrated and deserve our collective scorn, we have a juvenile tendency to make passive-aggressive cheap shots. Sometimes not that passive.
Metal Gear Phantom Pain sucks.
What I'm trying to say is, while I don't review games per se, my experience with them spans decades, and I know what does and doesn't work for me. So when I decided to draw some pinup art for Capcom's mega-popular Monster Hunter World, I felt obligated to explain why I've only sporadically played the actual game. To be clear, I don't think it's a bad game by any stretch.
What about Metal Gear Phantom Pain?
That sucks.
Fans of Hideo Kojima, may I direct your attention to the dislike button?
If they're Kojima fans, they'll probably miss.
Oh, we're getting those cheap shots in early this video. Can we talk about Avengers Endgame next?
It sucked. By all appearances, Monster Hunter has all the hallmarks of current-day Capcom. Beautiful graphics across all gaming platforms, solid world design, and clever responsive gameplay. And I have no reason to believe the success of Monster Hunter isn't totally justified on the strength of the final product.
Are you implying some games just ride a wave of hype to incredible success in spite of their being crap?
Of course not. I would never say that about Fortnite, or Sonic the Hedgehog, or Minecraft, or Bioshock Infinite, or The Witcher 3, or Nier Automata, or ENOUGH! The truth of the matter is, as a general rule, I'm not a big fan of fighting enormous screen-filling bosses. There are exceptions to this, of course. I couldn't love Bloodborne nearly as much as I did if I didn't at least have a tolerance for them. And I love Cuphead too. But there are inherent issues with encountering on-screen foes who are just taking up too much real estate in the frame. First of all, huge bosses always come with a huge amount of damage resistance. They tend to absorb most attacks without so much as flinching. And yes, I'm thinking primarily about the bosses in Dark Souls, where you're chiseling away at beasts who not only don't flinch, but barely even spark or bleed on impact. Unlike Dark Souls, most game devs give their big bosses blatantly obvious weak spots where the players are meant to direct their attack.
Well, everybody knows you beat Dark Souls bosses by walking behind them and smacking that booty.
That is America's ass.
For me, I much prefer gameplay where I'm mowing down enemies and looking like a badass doing it. For most action games, this will be the bulk of your gameplay experience. See, I'm Doom Guy, and I'm going through my usual Tuesday routine of blasting rooms full of demonic creatures to heaven and back. I've got a bit of a rhythm going. I'm taking some quality time to tear one or two of them limb from limb.
It's the only way they'll learn.
But then suddenly I'm taken right out of that groove because the 2 stories tall behemoth on the other side of the arena is insisting I learn an all new way to fight just for him. If I want to progress, that is. Now understand, if the mechanics of the boss fight are sound, this can actually be an awesome thing. A well-tuned boss fight will accomplish its primary goal of breaking up the gameplay routine with a fun challenge perfectly. But all too often, gamers can be looking at a tedious slogfest. My biggest issue with these encounters is trying to judge the range of enemy attacks. Just where is the safe area of the screen when a clawed arm the size of Michigan is taking a swipe at you? Which attacks can be blocked? What can be parried? Not every game will make these solutions obvious. This is an issue for fighting games like Tekken also, where sometimes these big huge characters like Jack can hit you really fast from a range you just can't judge because they're a different size than everybody else in the game. It's obnoxious, Namco.
Get good.
So anyway, when I got a load of Monster Hunter World and saw that the entire game revolves around wearing down and defeating huge bosses, I didn't feel all that motivated to play it, but in my brief time with it, I can see the goals of leveling up and improving your gear have a sort of special appeal in this game. Or maybe that's just the Destiny Guardian in me speaking. I do enjoy taking down a nice big raid boss.
With a little help from your friends.
My pinup features a simple versus scenario, featuring the metal dragon Kushala Dawara? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Why Kushala? Because I was able to find some clear reference pics for him, that's why. Conspicuously missing from the scene is the hunter's sidekick Palico, something I've gotten no shortage of grief for omitting.
There's the Palico control.
For the last time, I am not anti-cat.
Where is the cat representation on this channel?
I'm sorry you had to see that. Anyway, make sure to hit the like button before moving on to greener YouTube pastures. Subscribe and hit the bell if you understand any of what happened in this video and desire to see more. For some reason, leave a comment, let me know what you'd like to see next on the channel, and I hope to see you around. Kontrol out.